The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Until it doesn't. Conjuring Last Rites, released last month in 2025 and is directed by Michael Chavez, who's also behind other films in this Conjuring franchise of The Curse of La Llorona, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and The Nun 2. And this film is starring Vera Farmiga, Patrick Wilson, Mia Tomlinson, and Ben Hardy. Ed and Lorraine Warren are famous demonologists who are known for going around doing exorcisms and fighting demon crime and all of that fun stuff. Well, it's about time in the Warrens' life that they hang up their rosaries and crucifixes and retire. But before they do, there is one last family being haunted by a creepy-ass mirror bought by their creepy-ass grandparents that contains a whole bunch of evil spirits and hidden secrets that are linked to the Warrens and their daughter. So now it's time for one last ride of the Warrens to vanquish evil and demons. Like they do. I just had to get up and check that I was recording this thing because I have already recorded this review, but then come to find out, nope, I never hit the record button. Or maybe I did, and there is something out there that doesn't want me to review this thing. And now that I say those words out loud, I'm kind of freaked out a little bit. But damn it, I'm a movie reviewer on YouTube, and the show must go on, so here we go. This may be my last review, who knows? But I reviewed all of the other Conjuring films on this channel, at least all of the proper Conjuring films. I haven't reviewed any of the side spin-off films like Annabelle and The Nun and things like that. Mainly, I just wanted to stick with the Warrens, because I like the Warrens. I like their history and their story. I've actually read their book, The Demonologist, which I believe is what it was called, but it contains all of their stories and their methods, their ideas of how to vanquish evil and spirits if a house or family seem to be haunted. Do I think it's true? I think there is some truth behind it. I also think that the Warrens in real life, or were in real life, very obsessed with, you know, IP and copyright and the stipend checks that they get in their mail every single month. But I have enjoyed this franchise of these proper Conjuring films, other than the last one. The Devil Made Me Do It. That one was released in the time of the pandemic, and people were still not allowed to gather in public settings or like contained settings like a movie theater. So HBO Max released all of their new releases that year. I believe it was 2021. And you can tell from certain scenes in that film that it had to shoot and finish its production during the time of COVID when they couldn't have anyone around them. There is a moment in that film where they're on the edge of a cliff and there are woods in the background, and you can clearly tell that it was shot on a green screen in a film studio. They were probably not on set at the same time because they're just superimposed. It looked bad. It looks so bad. But the first two Conjuring films I'm a huge fan of. They have jump scares, they have creepiness, they are thrilling, and I really wanted that to return to this franchise, and I'm happy to say that with Last Rites, it definitely has. The jump scares in here work very well. This film uses what this franchise has used all throughout its establishment. If you have a corner somewhere and you have light that's lighting a basement or an attic, and you see, you know, flashlights over there in the corner, but you look over in this other corner and it's like black. It's super black. It's super dark. Like darker than you've ever seen darkness in your life. So you know something is going to pop out from that corner. It's the CGI darkness that this franchise uses, and they use it to perfection here. They almost use it a little too much. It really feels like every scene of this film has some type of creepy jump scare to it. And there's not a lot of moments in here, especially when we're off and running and we meet this family, the Warrens meet this family. There is no break in tension. We have no release of tension so that we can feel the next jump scare even more. We're just constantly getting one jump scare after the next jump scare after the next jump scare. And it becomes a little taxing and you get a little exhausted as an audience member. So it's nice that they return to form and have some great jump scares in here. I just think it may have overstayed its welcome a little bit, or maybe did a little too much. And slight spoiler for my next comment here, I'm not going to spoil the whole movie, but I am going to be talking about an aspect of the story and the script that I feel like this film should have gone down that road, but it doesn't. It just plays it safe and has a standard, oh, it's all about the demons and the evilness in this world, but this would have been so much more interesting. So you've been warned, I'm going to be covering a little spoiler here. So in this film, they really focus on the Warrens' daughter and how these demons have latched on to her ever since she was born. She was a stillborn, but yet through the mirror and these demons that were there at the hospital at the time, these demons have always wanted this kid because they wanted to get back at the Warrens for something. So now the kid has grown up to be a young adult, and she just got engaged to her fiance, and the fiance comes in certain scenes, and he's very curious about all of the tricks that this kid has used over the years to ward off demons or evil spirits or just feelings that she gets when she's playing or when she's in her room. Lorraine taught her a nursery rhyme to recite that helps her vanquish all of these evil thoughts and evil feelings that she's had over the years. And this fiance comes in and he's asking all these questions like, what is that nursery rhyme? Why do you say that? Do you have to do anything else when you do that? Like, he's asking a lot of questions. And the skeptic, in my mind, didn't think of, oh, he's just being a nice, loving husband who wants to know everything about his future wife. The skeptic in me was saying, oh, there's something shady going on with you. You're in this for selfish reasons, or maybe you're a demon in disguise and you're trying to vanquish this little nursery rhyme that she's able to recite and escape your clutches for the last 20, 21 years or whatever. So you're here trying to take her to hell, and you're trying to figure out all of the ins and outs around this Warren family and things. Sadly, though, we don't get that. We just go into the standard evil spirit script that we've seen over the years so many times, not just in this franchise, but other franchises, where it's all about the evil spirits coming out of the mirror and we have to vanquish them, good versus evil, no one really dies in the end, so there we go. But there is a version of this script where I feel like we went down this path of the fiancé being the person who's behind it all, and he's the demon who's trying to get to the Warrens. Like, that's more interesting to me, in my opinion. Sadly, though, I think studio heads or some higher up got involved and was like, hey, let's make this just a standard exorcism movie, please. So I'm a little disappointed that we didn't go as far as I wanted this film to go, or that it had the potential of going for me, but it is, overall, it is a nice return to form, equaling still not better than the first two Conjuring films, but it's definitely on par with them, and it's a nice fitting sequel. It's not that terrible The Devil Made Me Do It film that came out a few years ago. This one, it's definitely worth it. I'm going to give The Conjuring Last Rites 3 out of 5 Blu-rays.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad.
So guys, if you've seen The Conjuring Last Rites, what did you think about it? What is your ranking of all of the Conjuring films? The proper ones, and then all the spin-offs. Put them all on a list and tell me what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.